waiting for a spot on an angled line. Driving to the outside, wasting my time. Took my place high on the rise. Look at them ants push away their prize. But I'd be free as a bird in a Walmart parking lot. I'm proud to be just who I am. Salute the flag just like Uncle Sam. My Yankee do good without a dime. Work for nothing in their overtime. But I'd be free as a bird in a Walmart parking lot. Payroll deductions for a 1K. Matching contributions that they never gonna pay. Helping out the needy, helping out the poor. They're working for nothing at that patriotic store. But I'll be free as a bird in a Walmart parking lot. Make a deal, sell a whole lot more. Can I check your bag as you're walking out the door? There's more to plastic than a debit card. A damn good casket when the times get hard. But I'll be free as a bird in a Walmart parking lot. Jobs are scarce, they're hard to find. The kind of job that gives you peace of mind. Mom is gone and Pop's for sure. They went down the road to CEO. I got a plan that won't bring me down. I'm gonna burn that big store down. Then I'll be free as a bird in a Walmart parking lot. Jobs are scarce, they're hard to find. I'm talking about a job that gives you peace of mind. I got a plan that won't bring me down. I'm gonna burn that big store down. Then I'll be free as a bird in a Walmart parking lot. I'll be free as a bird in a Walmart parking lot. I'll be free as a bird, no Walmart parking lot.
What's up, guys? Max here, back with a brand new episode of the Scuttlebutt Show, and today is the 300th episode that we've done from our humble beginnings in a very dangerous location in San Diego, broadcasting live on 89.1 FM on Veterans Day 2017 till now. This is the 300th recording of the Scuttlebutt Show, and you guys have been with me through all the episodes, all the changes, all the growth, the good times and the bad, and I cannot believe that we are here doing this now. It is totally awesome, and I want to just thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for making this show what it has become. It's thanks to you guys, and I just hope that you're looking forward to 300 more. All right? I do. I really do, because we're just having too much fun to ever stop. With that being said, let me say hello to everybody in the chat. Larry D, John Franco, Corporal Mudrock, great to see you. Cannabis Enchantress, welcome. Love the name. Iron Lotus MC, 1 gram of Sam, Harry Lime Pie, go. We have got, let's see, who do we got in here that I haven't said? Justin, it's great to see you. Justin says, that should always be the outro minus the 300 part, just the spearing. Oh, yeah, I might keep that. We also hit 7,000 subs today on our road to 10,000, and I just, it's been quite a year. If you guys remember, I feel like we got held up on our growth when I got a strike on my channel for advocating for veterans getting kicked out over the mandates. Unfortunately, we got a strike on the channel for that on the episode that I called the most important episode we've ever done. And I feel like that impacted the growth, the recommendation system, all that stuff. But doesn't matter. We're here to stay and continuing to improve and grow and learn as we go and follow all the craziness going on in the world. Hope you guys enjoyed the special intro today. If you didn't see it, head over to Instagram where I'm going to post it later. What's up, Nuggets and everybody else? Thank you guys for all the kind words about the intro, about the outfit that I'm wearing. If you're curious about the outfit that I'm wearing, go ahead and head over to Instagram. Also, I'll probably be posting a pic or something. It's too good not to share. It's a American flag romper is what I'm wearing right now. I'm wearing an American flag romper, which means it is shorts and a button-up t-shirt combined with American flag print on it, and I feel fabulous. What's up, Taylor? What's up, everybody? We have a big show today full of stories, including one about a Marine. Why, Marine Corps? Why would you do this to me on the 300th episode? You're supposed to be more disciplined than this story that we have today. We'll be talking about that coming up in a little bit. It's bad enough they almost knocked everybody off the tram at the San Diego Zoo. This is a lot worse than that. Was it from the VA? It was from YouTube, a strike from YouTube. Taylor, what's up? I don't want to brag, but I was sub number 1,000. Larry, that was a big day. You guys know we celebrate milestones big around here. We have the special content, special graphics, all that stuff. Hope you guys appreciate it. It's a lot of work to do that, by the way. Hope you guys enjoy it. I'd love to hear everyone enjoys the special intros and stuff like that, because it's a lot of work, and I want to know that you guys are enjoying it. If you hate it, I just won't do it anymore. So right off the bat, I wake up this morning, I go online, I start prepping for today's show, and I see a crazy story, an absolutely crazy story. 2 National Guard helicopters crash near Utah ski resort in training accident. What a sad story to have to cover on the 300th episode of the Scuttlebutt Show. But good news, no one was killed or injured or anything. So we've got this insane story and video to match with it. We're going to watch a video here in a minute, too. So Salt Lake City, 2 Black Hawk helicopters crashed at a Utah resort Tuesday morning during a training exercise, forcing ski patrol to close part of the mountain but leaving no crew members hurt. I can't believe it. I'm so glad, but I'm shocked at the same time when you see the video that we're about to look at. Near Mineral Basin, a backside bowl area at the Snowbird Ski Resort about 28 miles from Salt Lake City, the 2 UH-60 helicopters went down and were left damaged. Badly damaged, by the way. We'll talk about that in a second. Robbie Cheyenne of Steamboat Springs, Colorado, was on the mountain hoping to take advantage of the morning's fresh snow and blue skies when he heard the clunk of crashing metal. His 2 daughters said they saw a helicopter's back propellers break and come off. This is so dangerous. It's crazy. I saw a rotor fly off, and it was kind of scary because it just started twisting around in the air, his 8-year-old daughter said. He said the sound was nothing you could ever describe because you never hear it. You're in the middle of the Wasatch Wilderness, and it's a sound you don't want to hear. Sergeant Melody Cutler, a spokeswoman for the Unified Police Department of Greater Salt Lake, did not immediately have any details, and the Utah National Guard is investigating. So how does something like this happen? Is it weather? Did they have a mid-air impact and a collision between the two? What happened here? Blade strike, which is where the rotor blades impact something like a tree or something like that. But I got pulled up my screen here, the video from this scene, and these 2 helicopters are crashed in this snow on the mountain, and they're torn up. No injuries? I can't believe it. No injuries. Let's just watch the video here. I'm looking at 2 helicopters crashed in the snow. You can see, for scale, you can see people walking around there. This is insane. Look at that. Look at that. It's just blades broken off. The tail rotor's broken off. It looks like blades from the other helicopter landed near this helicopter. Between pieces flying around, and this whole helicopter's on its side. Every rotor blade snapped off, probably as it spun into the ground, whether the engine was still on or it was in like a auto rotation. Whatever it was, it's a total disaster. Holy smokes. That's legit crash. Wow. I'm pretty stunned by that. I have to say. What do you guys think? Have you ever seen something like that before? Let me know in the comments if you have. That's a very scary moment for those guardsmen. Wow. Very scary indeed. I'm glad to hear that everybody's okay. Man, if anybody out there from the Utah National Guard sees this and you want to appear on the Scuttlebutt Show, just hit me up and tell me what happened. I'll share that story. That's wild. What a wild one to start today off with. Man, you don't often hear something like that with no injuries. Like, there's so many ways to get hurt, honestly. Things flying off the bird, the crash itself, hard landing. Looks like the other one probably had. The fact that it says they both crashed and they went down the way that they did, I wonder if they hit each other for real. I wonder if there's all kinds of, things to prevent that from happening, but geez Louise, bad news. But everyone's okay, so it's all good. We can kind of just enjoy it now. Enjoy the news of it. Harry Lime Pie, $3 super chat. What's up? Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. That's awesome. 300 pennies for the 300th episode. Thank you so much. Justin says, sometimes I wonder if helicopters are made to crash more than they are to fly. Isn't that the truth about helicopters? They defy physics, don't they? Shocked no one was injured. They had to make contact with each other, Larry says. Very possible. Sam says, wow, a rollover, not good. Helo Dunker nightmare. Yes, Helo Dunker training, if you guys have ever done that. The visibility doesn't look great. I wonder if they were trying to fly using VFR, visual flight rules, in marginal VFR conditions. Very good, John. Very official language there. Let's see. St. Christopher was working his magic. Yes, let's go. At least they can say that they survived a helo crash. Yeah, that is scary. That's a crazy story. So you guys let me know. Do you guys like Christopher Nolan films? That's a switch, huh? I just turned the mood around in here. Including Dunkirk, Tenet, Dark Knight, Trilogy, Interstellar, Inception. He is one of the best directors, filmmakers that exist out there, as far as I'm concerned. I think that it's pretty safe to say that a lot of people would agree with that. He's making a new movie about Robert Oppenheimer, who oversaw the creation of the atomic bomb. Robert Oppenheimer, April 22nd, 1904, was born February 18th, 1967, died from lung cancer. He was a chain smoker. He was also a theoretical physicist who was a professor of physics at the University of California, Berkeley. Oppenheimer was the wartime head of the Los Alamos Laboratory and is among those who are credited with being the father of the atomic bomb for their role in the Manhattan Project. And now we have this. Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer. Check out the first look at the director's next World War II movie. Christopher Nolan's making a film about Robert Oppenheimer, Manhattan Project. What do you guys think? Is this some kind of conspiracy theory that you have, or are you just interested in knowing what happened with that whole atomic bomb development? It should be pretty interesting, I think, to see Christopher Nolan take a go at this. I mean, what are the odds that we're not going to see a special effect of like the entire way that the atomic bomb works, from the inside to the outside, to the explosion, to the mushroom cloud, shock wave, massive heat exploding everywhere, radiation spreading everywhere? There will have to be all kinds of stuff like that if Christopher Nolan's doing it in IMAX, 8K. It's going to be crazy. Robert Oppenheimer, as Larry D says in the chat, also had major regrets of his participation in the development of the atomic bomb, like many of the scientists did. I've heard other scientists involved with their role in the creation of the atomic bomb say that they were pursuing this as a scientific venture, and to think that science, which is supposed to be a peaceful, unifying art, was used to kill so many people in such a horrible way that it really broke them to have worked on this. You can say what you want about looking back on the use of the atomic bomb in Japan and Nagasaki and Hiroshima, but to end World War II, the necessity of it, it's hard to imagine what it would have been like to be alive back then, going through the horrors of the Great War. The upcoming movie will star his frequent collaborator, Cillian Murphy, as the theoretical physicist, and now we have a first look at the Peaky Blinders actor as Nolan's latest lead, and you can see it here. And he's even standing there with a cigarette in his mouth, as he's known for being a major, major smoker, which eventually killed him. So this is going to come out in July of 2023. Are you guys excited to see a brand new Christopher Nolan film about the development of the atomic bomb? And how excited are you? Leave me a comment down below and let me know. That's going to be an interesting one for certainly. For certainly. By the way, guys, quick note on today's show. Might not be an hour long. Might be a short show. Might be a short show like the shorts that I'm wearing. It's the 300th episode. I've got a big meeting after today's episode that I'm really excited about. And an update on the Foxhole podcast. The Foxhole podcast, the episode that I was in, will be airing tentatively March 8th. So if you guys went and checked out the Foxhole podcast, go check that out March 8th. What's really cool about March 8th, I have big news about March 8th. As you guys might remember, that's also when Ben Milligan, author of Bywater Beneath the Walls, my new favorite book. The more I think about it, the more I love it. It is my favorite book. It's Bywater Beneath the Walls. That's my favorite book. I'm pretty sure I can say that now officially. As a person who reads nonfiction almost exclusively, this is my favorite book that I've ever read. The fact that it exists is a gift to all of us. If you are any at all interested in history, the history of special forces, special warfare, the history of the development of the Navy SEALs, please do not delay. Go pick up Bywater Beneath the Walls by Ben Milligan and try to get through as much of it as possible by March 8th, when he will be our guest on the Scuttlebutt Show. So show out for him as the guest and let him know how much we appreciate him being on here. He was a Navy SEAL, served in, I believe, Iraq and Afghanistan, as well as many other places in deployments, and it's just going to be an incredible episode. So I'm really excited for that. So that's the update on the Foxhole podcast and the Bywater Beneath the Walls episode. And this Thursday, so 2 days from now, don't miss it, Rob Sweetman back with an Exist Tribe sleep talk, and it's going to be absolutely epic. So we're going to be doing that, including an interactive breathing exercise near the end of the show. So, come prepared to participate if you want. You don't have to, of course. But I would love to get as many of you going along with us as possible so we can learn about breathing and relaxation and meditation and mindfulness and all this stuff. It's going to be badass. Justin says, I wonder if any proceeds from the movie will go towards the islands community still suffering from the A-bomb tests. I heard U.S. government recently denied help. That wouldn't surprise me. But it is a lasting thing. Dodger Martin, howdy to you. What's up in the chat? Everybody, good Robert Mingle, Jay Honey, everybody who's checking in. It will be great. It's great to see you. It is great to see you, and it will be great to see you the next time that I see you as well, I guess. So I don't know what to make of this next one. We got a story here. Very strange. Very strange, and I don't know what to make of it, and I guess what we have to do is just talk about it, and maybe we can draw some conclusions or make some wild guesses or something like that, as we do sometimes. Retired U.S. soldier held in Zimbabwe for taking gun on plane. Everything about that headline is confusing to me. What do you guys think? It says here, a retired U.S. Army soldier, this is from Harare, Zimbabwe. A retired U.S. Army soldier was arrested and has been in detention in Zimbabwe for a week, charged with trying to board a plane with a loaded, unregistered pistol. Whoa. There are few reasons you would have any good reason to do that. And the few is actually zero. There are no good reasons to board a plane with a loaded, unregistered weapon, because even if you were a sky marshal, you would have a registered, authorized weapon or something. I mean, just everything about this is wrong. Ronald Leon Johnson was arrested February 15th as he checked in at Robert Mugabe Airport in the capital, Harare, for a flight to the tourist town of Victoria Falls, the Herald newspaper reported. The U.S. Embassy in Harare declined to give out any information on Johnson's rank or period of service in the Army, but it does say retired. Airport security officials found a Glock 9mm pistol loaded with 15 rounds of ammunition after searching a suitcase. It's unclear if it was 15 in the clip and 1 in the hole or not. The Herald Johnson faces 5 years in jail or a fine if convicted under the country's Firearms Act. That is a slap on the wrist, frankly. So a fine? In the United States, I feel like it would get much worse. I don't know. You would go into one of those black site jails. Johnson's home address is Woodbridge, Virginia, according to court documents. He is yet to appear at a court for bail hearing. He has been in Zimbabwe since February 5th on a month-long holiday visa, according to the Herald. What do you guys think about that? What could be the reason to take a illegal loaded weapon onto a plane to go from one place in Zimbabwe to the next? And do you think Zimbabwe's airport security is as good as what we have in the United States, or even close? Or is it totally unrecognizable? Do you just hop on a plane on the runway, you just walk out to the plane, climb up the ladder well, and get on and take your flight? Or what kind of security do they have? Do they have dogs walking around the airport? Do they have metal detectors, x-ray machines? You name it, whatever, they have it. I'll tell you guys something interesting. I'll tell you guys something very interesting. Very interesting. Do what you want with this information. When you travel domestic in Japan, so if I was to fly from Okinawa to Nagasaki or Nagano or Hokkaido, where I just was, or one of those other domestic flights, they don't even check your ID. I can fly domestic in Japan from one city to another, any one city to another. I don't need an identification card. I just go up to the kiosk. My wife and I, we scan our tickets. We get our boarding pass. You go up to the desk. You check your luggage. No ID. They never check your ID. You go through security. You drop your bag off. You board the plane. You're out of town. No ID check. No ID necessary. Is that crazy or what, you guys? Is that crazy or what? Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. So, Nugget says, man, that sounds confusing. Dodger says, I was lukewarm over Dunkirk. Me too, to be honest. That was not like a mind-blowing movie for me. The U.S. had less than 400K for the entire war, so the invasion would have double the men we lost. That's why Truman dropped 2, just to be sure. Well, I thought it was, wasn't it 1 and then a day later or 2 days later the next one? And then we only had the 2. So that was like the fear was Japan might think we only had 1. And having 2 implied that we could have 12. That's how I understood it. How did this guy clear customs in Zimbabwe? He must have gotten it in Zimbabwe. Retired Sergeant Major trying to clean up the world with a Glock, Sam says. That'd be some Jack Reacher stuff right there. Maybe he forgot it was in his pocket. That's possible. Jason Bourne stuff, Justin says. Why bring a firearm with you on a plane? Why not through the luggage? Zimbabwe airport security was too much for Jason Bourne. Japan hasn't suffered from any air terrorism. It's always where you get complacent or complainant, if you will. I don't know. Sorry, I'm just saying, and I'm actually
Super Saiyan.
Haven't dropped that one in a while, so I just figured I would get it in there. Little Super Saiyan action. Little Goku sitting up behind me up there. Goku. My favorite superhero. Actually, I think it might be Gohan, to be totally honest. But that's neither here nor there. What is here right now, as you're about to find out, is our next story. Top Army Public Affairs Officer retiring after command climate inquiry. So as always, you could have a 100% negative rating on your command climate survey with no consequences. Enjoy your wealthy, fabulous retirement. So who I thought was the Pink Ranger, Amy Jo Johnston, but is actually Amy E. Johnston, is the Army's Chief of Public Affairs, and she is now retiring after an IG investigation into the allegations stemming from a command climate survey in which 97% of respondents reported experiencing workplace hostility, the Army Times has learned. An Army spokesperson speaking on background to offer additional detail about the administrative actions confirmed that Brigadier General Amy Johnston will soon leave the Army. The Department of the Army Inspector General investigation into Brigadier General Amy Johnston has concluded that an appropriate administrative action was taken. The spokesperson said she's in transition status of preparing her approved retirement, where she will surely go work for some university or, contracting company or whatever. She's going to just enjoy her retirement. Very affluent life as a retiring one-star general. As a brigadier general. The investigation substantiated that Brigadier General Johnston's leadership style violated the standards set forth in AR 600 TAC 100, the spokesperson said. Allegations of the so-called counterproductive or toxic leadership typically fall under that regulation. She received a general officer's memorandum of record, which will, of course, prevent her from ever promoting again. And I'm pretty sure if you're a general and you don't promote, you'll probably have to get out pretty soon after that if you get in trouble, because you're not going to go from a one-star general job to another one-star general job to another one-star general job. There's all these generals trying to promote, so they probably won't do that. And then you're probably already in the military for a pretty long time, probably 25 years or more. So your high year, 10-year, or the maximum amount of time you're allowed to stay in the military at that rank will be coming up too. Here's a PowerPoint that says morale, 8% of soldiers and civilian employees experience high morale. That's 8%. 26% of soldiers and civilian employees experience moderate morale. The contributing factors, they were overworked, work-life imbalance, ambiguous product expectation, plan of the day or plan of action, monthly foundational day, prioritization of what is important, realignment of TDA, recognition programs. Part of the complaints were sexually harassing behavior, 21% reporting presence of sexually harassing behaviors. Non-supervisors reported the highest at 42%. Racially harassing behavior, 26% reporting presence of racially harassing behavior. Non-supervisors supervisors reported the highest at 33%. Not good. Some Army public affairs officials told Task and Purpose they believe that the difficulties with command climate at OCPA undercut the service's professed people-first philosophy. As we talked about just recently, I like the mission first, sailor always motto of the Navy, but that's just me. I think it should be mission first, people always, so that way you have to accomplish the mission, even when it's not a fun thing to do, or even when it costs a tremendously high price. But as you need to value your people as your most valuable asset at the same time. So yeah, update on her. And then we've got one more story that we'll get to here in a minute. It'll be a quick one today. Let's see, where did I leave off in the comments here? Oh man, her again. It's always where you get complacent. Yes, I already read that one from Justin. More like 0-star general. Oh, boom, got him. What does her retirement look like? Probably something like $7,000 a month of pay, plus full medical coverage for her and her dependents, if they're children and spouse, plus all base privileges, shopping at the exchange, all that stuff, Plus, she probably has a TSP or 401k or something like that. Probably pretty good. 8% seems a little too high for high morale. That's Army standards right there. The 8% are on something. I hear it takes Congress to get you promoted to 04 major and up. She's screwed. Of course, it's sexual harassment. Man, this isn't okay. HR needs to step its game up. In my day, you just sucked it up. Larry D. Larry D would have a low command climate survey outcome. Be 95% toxic. So, the Marines are, man, what a bummer. This next one is so sad that this had to go down like this. We have a little video to watch, but it's such a huge waste of lives, both the perpetrator and the victim, money from training, reputation, civilian-military relations, everything. And this is from the Marines. Normally this story would be from the Army, but it's from the Marines. U.S. Marine faces murder charge after fight leads to shooting outside Miramar bar. You guys know Miramar or Biramar over there where they have all the bars? There was a shooting and the victim passed away. The suspect, active duty Marine. So this is a totally tragic story. A huge bummer here. A U.S. Marine is one of two men facing a first-degree murder charge after a fight led to a shooting outside a bar near Marine Corps Air Station Miramar. The U.S. Marine Corps confirmed the suspect, Damani Jerry Wiltshire Beale. What is this guy from Lord of the Rings? 22 years old, is a Marine with 3rd Marine Aircraft Wing, 3rd MAW station at MCAS Miramar. He's been active duty since August 2017. He and Samuel Victor Perez were arrested Saturday in connection with the deadly shooting of 37-year-old Kyle Dellingal, of National City. Both are being held at the San Diego Central Jail awaiting arraignment. Let's watch the video here and see what San Diego local news has to say. Channel 7 San Diego, here we go.
Marine based at MCAS Miramar is now facing charges tied to a deadly shooting over the weekend. It happened outside a bar right down the street from the base.
This now makes at least 5 Marines with ties to Miramar arrested on felony charges in less than 4 weeks. NBC7's Alexis Rivas is in Miramar with what we are learning about this latest case.
Police say a bar fight spilled into this parking lot around 2 a.m. this past Saturday morning. 1 man is now dead and 2 young men are now in jail looking at homicide charges. Police say the fight started inside this storied Miramar bar, just 2 miles from the Marine Corps Air Station.
Help me out here in the comments. Off of Miramar, is that bar actually called the Off-Base Bar? Is that the name of the bar? Is the Off-Base Bar? Man, it's kind of genius.
A police official says the victim, 37-year-old Kyle Dellingal, was hit by a car in the parking lot. She says Dellingal then approached the driver's side when one of the 2 men inside that car opened fire before speeding off. Within hours, police say they arrested the driver and passenger on multiple charges.
So what they're saying here is that an argument inside the bar occurred. After leaving the bar, the victim was hit by the suspect's car, maybe on purpose, maybe, I don't know what that situation looked like. I can imagine they're like yelling at each other and the guy standing in front of the car going, oh no, we have to fight. My honor's been, offended. We have to have fisticuffs. And then the dude drives into him, knocks him with his car, and then for whatever reason stops. At that point, could have just drove away. That could have been that. I doubt this dude would have reported that as like an assault. This is what my gut tells me. But when he approaches the driver to confront him about the collision there, is just shot right there, point blank.
One of the suspects is 23-year-old Samuel Perez. The other, a U.S. Marine, 22-year-old Corporal Damani Wiltshire Beale. Marine Corps officials confirm Wiltshire Beale has been on active duty since August of 2017. He's stationed at MCAS Miramar, assigned to the 3rd Marine Aircraft Wing. Medics took Dellingal to a hospital where he died. On Monday, family members returned to the bar to collect Dellingal's car. They told NBC7 he was a great father to 2 young girls and a son and will be greatly missed. An online fundraiser created by a relative to cover funeral expenses has already surpassed its goal of $10,000. Last Saturday's arrests come less than a month after felony charges against 4 Marines for a situation at the San Diego Zoo.
A lot of people were
After felony charges.
Hold on. They have these are the 4 Marines from the San Diego Zoo. They have their pictures up here. Oh man, those guys. Those are guys who were rocking the sky rail thing at the San Diego Zoo back and forth, and they got brought up on felony charges. I guess, remember what I said? You could literally kill someone and not get a felony charge in California, and these guys got felony charges. I guess this Marine did prove me wrong because he's going to get a felony charge for the murder. So I guess I have to eat my words on that one a little bit. But come on, man. What do you guys think? I ask you this. When word got back to his command that this happened, did they go, I'm shocked, he was such a squared away Marine? Or did they go, it was only a matter of time? We all kind of saw this coming. What do you guys think?
Less than a month after felony charges against 4 Marines for a situation at the San Diego Zoo.
a lot of people were put in danger.
The DA charged 4 Marines with felony vandalism for damaging and ultimately stopping the Skyfari amusement ride at the zoo, stranding more than 100 people mid-air for several hours.
We were walking around seeing the animals, and then we look up and everyone's stuck.
A Marine Corps official confirmed all 4 men were based in Yuma but were in San Diego undergoing training at Miramar. If convicted, they could face 3 years in local custody.
I asked Marine Corps officials about the string of recent...
What? 3 years for that sky rail thing? Wow. Do you guys think those guys had any clue when they were horsing around at the safari park, monkeying around, zebraing around, cheetahing around, that they would be facing potentially 3 years in jail? It doesn't even make any sense to me. That makes no sense. Forget about the guy who shot the other guy, as sad as that is, and the victim. Don't go to, seedy dive bars, I guess, and on a random night. But holy crap, 3 years?
felony arrests, and what, if anything, they're doing to discourage criminal behavior. An official spokesman told me they're cooperating with police. They take misconduct very seriously, but that it would be inappropriate for them to comment any further. In Miramar, I'm Alexis Rivas for NBC7.
Meanwhile, police are urging anyone who saw or heard anything to please come forward. You can remain anonymous by calling Crime Stoppers.
Wow. So that's too bad. Here's another photo of the victim here. It says he was a loving father. What were you doing out at the bar, though? That's such a... It really makes you think about going out for a drink, doesn't it? There's nowhere that's safe anymore in San Diego. That's 100% true. You can't just go out and walk around downtown San Diego anymore. You cannot do that. That is 100% for sure. It is too dangerous. Too dangerous. I've heard about violence. I've lost a friend to random violence in San Diego. Random, murder in cold blood for no reason. Never had encountered this person before. Killed my OIC, officer in charge of my department. Good friend of mine. Shot in the face for no reason at Horton Plaza. So please be careful out in Southern California or in San Diego or anywhere, wherever you are. Just please be careful everywhere. Nowadays it feels like. Be careful in Ukraine. Be careful in Russia. Be careful in America, California, New York, everywhere. Just be careful. Not worth getting caught up in some violence for no good reason. If you're aggressed upon, like they say in the Navy, default aggressive, you got to defend yourself. You should always be head on a swivel, prepared to defend yourself, but try to avoid confrontation at all costs. It's just not worth it. It's not like how it used to be. Nowadays, people are insane out there. So please be careful. Sam says, can you imagine putting that into a job application when they ask for it? Any felonies on your record? Yeah. I got crazy on the sky rail. I think it could have been suspected by higher ups. Yeah. I have a feeling that too. 3 years, that's messed up, Cannabis Enchantress says. 3, that doesn't deserve 3. Absolutely, I agree. Oof, these guys knew what they were doing, stopping that sky link. I don't know about that. Forget the shooter, but not the victim. There's no shame in going to the Class 6 to get a six-pack of Sam Adams and drink it home. True. Don't tell me this about San Diego. I'm about to go back. Me too. I might be about to go back to San Diego too. It's a little too soon to officially, formally announce this, but it does look like I might be going back to San Diego. My wife and I going back to San Diego. Does this apply to trails and crap or just the city? I would avoid in Southern California. I would avoid any poorly lit trails after dark, and downtown, and just in general. Although I haven't been there in a couple of years, when I left, it was turning into a real bad place, real terrible situation down there. But I'll know for myself when we go back to San Diego, I suppose. You think they were harsher on them because they were military? Jay Honey says. I don't know. It seems like they're being harsher on them than they are being on anybody else that I've ever heard of, literally, in the last couple of years. That is an insane penalty for what they did, from what it sounds like. Is there something that we don't know from that? Is there something that didn't make the news? Did somebody have a heart attack as a result of getting stuck on that thing? Did somebody not get their insulin and go into diabetic shock because they were stuck on the sky rail? Like, what happened that caused that kind of, 3 years? I don't know. It's insane. And who knows how that's affecting their military career. The Marine Corps is probably having to give them time off, making them non-deployable, all this stuff while they go through this court process. They have to pay for lawyers. Wow. Not worth it. Not worth it. So that's it, guys. That's what I had for you today. That was an interesting story to end on. But it's the 300th episode. So I just wanted we started with the best part of today's episode, that special intro. I'll probably post that up on Instagram if you guys want to watch it again. As always, check out the links in the description for all the best ways to support the channel, including Patreon and memberships and buying cool merch. Always good, always supports. We'll be back tomorrow with another brand new episode, and then we have Rob Sweetman on the show Thursday, 1800 Pacific. Do not miss that episode. It's going to be absolutely great. With all that being said, I look forward to talking to all of you guys very soon. For now, thank you for 300 Scuttlebutt shows. Amazing. Thank you. And that's the Scuttlebutt.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.